All right, so we have some breaking news here that probably nobody really cares about, but billionaire Tom Steyer is in fact surging, and he has just qualified for the next Democratic debate. I think it's the seventh Democratic debate, um, which is next week. Yeah, he qualified for the debate. This is a Politico article. It says billionaire Tom Steyer has qualified for next week's Democratic presidential debate on the strength of an apparent polling surge in two early nominating states. Two Fox News polls released on Thursday evening, just one day ahead of the qualification deadline, shows Steyer in double digits, moving past some top-tier candidates on his way to making the debate stage. In a new Fox News poll in Nevada, former Vice President Joe Biden leads Senator Bernie Sanders 23% to 17%. Steyer is tied for third place with Senator Elizabeth Warren, with both at 12%. Yeah, so this really goes to show that money can buy you support in an election. It can't necessarily buy you the election because, I really don't believe that billionaire Tom Steyer is actually going to win the nomination. I think he has no chance. Nor do I think Michael Bloomberg is even going to come anywhere close to getting the nomination because, I will say billionaire Tom Steyer at least has probably some actual support. He has donors. He has people that donate to him. And he actually participates in the debate. He talks about issues, whereas Michael Bloomberg literally doesn't take donations because he's self-funding his campaign, buying the election, carpet bombing the airwaves with ads, and he just immediately surged to fifth in the polls or something like that, fifth or sixth, I don't know. But yeah, this Tom Steyer story is actually incredibly surprising to me because he is just pretty much just less. He's just like a billionaire, so he automatically loses all credibility. But he's says that he has the same policies as Bernie Sanders. He talks about money in politics. He talks about climate change. I'm not sure. He talks about having a living wage. I don't know if he supports Medicare for all. I'm gonna be honest with you, but yeah, he talks about all these issues that Bernie Sanders supports. But he is a billionaire hedge fund manager who just poured some ridiculous amount of his own money into his campaign trying to buy the election. He started this pro-impeachment campaign a year or two ago for Donald Trump, and then he was selling anti-Trump merch and then anti-Trump bumper stickers, stuff like that as well. And then every time somebody would buy one of his the anti-Trump bumper sticker or something like that, for example, the people that were buying these things didn't know this, but it would go on to count as a donation for his presidential campaign. So the amount of donors he has it's just bullshit basically, because I don't know how many actual donors he has, but the only reason he's been able to qualify for these debates is because of that campaign. If it weren't for that, the amount of donors he actually has, I'm sure, would just go super far down, because who's going to donate to a billionaire hedge fund manager who's trying to buy the election? And I read a story. I can't remember what state it was in, but I think it was Iowa or New Hampshire or something like that. People were actually, his carpet bombing the airwaves with ads was actually backfiring because people were saying they were getting annoyed with seeing his face on TV all the time, which is kind of hilarious. And so it is really surprising to see him surging and qualifying for this debate, I have to tell you. Because like I was saying earlier, he literally, everything he talks about sounds like Bernie Sanders, but he's just a billionaire hedge fund manager with zero political experience. So it just goes to show how giant his ego is, because if he really cared that much about these issues, there's already a candidate who not only supports all the same stuff you're talking about. I don't even think he supports it. He does not. There's no way he actually believes half the shit he's saying. I think he's legitimately just an egomaniac who thinks that he's already a billionaire, so he wants to run the country. So that's why he's trying to get into the White House, and he wants to be president. Obviously, the power, name recognition, all that stuff. I think that's why he really wants to do it. He's just trying to pretend like he's Bernie Sanders. But he's a billionaire, so he literally has no credibility. Think about this. Why would somebody who gets rich as fuck off of investing, so rich that he's never going to be able to spend all this money in his lifetime, even if he try, imagine he has a net worth of 1.5 billion. Imagine having that much money, and then, he already, I will give him credit because he is spending a lot of it on like good stuff like fighting climate change and stuff. Even though this is another story. Back before he was running for president, he made a bunch of his money through investing in coal. So somebody makes a shit ton of money off of investing, and then still a billionaire, and instead of donating almost all your money to help the issues that he's saying that he cares about, instead of doing that, he decides to run for president and spend his own money on his own presidential campaign. There's already a candidate talking about all the same issues. His name's Bernie Sanders. If you really care about the issues, drop out, endorse Bernie Sanders, and then donate almost all of your money to help with the issues that you're talking about. I don't really see how it's the most efficient way to solve these problems by running for president. You already have a candidate doing this stuff. But yeah, so this is honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, it's really infuriating that he qualified for this debate. His support is fake. It's nonsense. He bought his way onto that stage. He wouldn't be in the position he is right now if he wasn't a billionaire. He's an oligarch. He's an egomaniac. He cares so much about... It's so obvious he just wants to be president. Like, he wants the name recognition. He wants the power. I will say he's not as bad as Michael Bloomberg, because that guy, oh my God, don't even get me started on him. But yeah, this is surprising, incredibly infuriating. I think Tom Steyer should drop out immediately, and he never should have run for president in the first place. Yeah, so that's my thought on that. Billionaires should not exist.